Barney Miller is a 24-hour squad room.
Right.
So that means in New York, it's gutsy. It's people don't realize. I'll give you an example. It's dirty, all that stuff. The ABC and a lot of people, even the network. I mean, ABC proper. The people who work at ABC on that lot on Prospect and ABC Network, they want it flat because it's comedy. What's the name? The guy who did all these comedies. They used juniors just shooting straight on. They didn't even use backlights, and it's cartoonish lighting. It was most of the multi-camera shows. With us, we said no. We want reality, cultural reality. So we came in, and I lit it like it is a squad room. I was in New York. I looked at it, and boy, it dingy, dirty, smelly, all that. And we did that. We made the whole thing dirty green. Although I didn't like green because when you go close, it reflects green on you. But we didn't care. That's the squad room. You want to, and I use only diffusion in the back only, but not in the front. And although I use big unit like 10Ks, but I didn't put a 10K globe. I put a 5K globe, but you have an adapter to give me the spread and back crosses. And we have a technique also, never have a pan, or a wide master, always rake, whatever it is. And then the problem is to control the look. So I have to find a way to control the look so the people, the video guys, don't screw it up, or the network, whatever, after we finish. And two people refused to work for me, video guy, controllers. They are very well-known, famous, did all the big shows. And I brought a guy who was new at ABC, and he said, okay, I said, I'll take anybody. I brought him. I opened wide open. They don't like that. And we shut it, and I made it very gutsy and grainy. And you see, if you look at Barney Miller, you see two globes, the back hanging globes, the light. I brought them up to 96%. In other words, what happens if you go to a network, any place, and you want to open up to make it less flat? What happens? They start to commit, if you remember the old days. So that's how I control the look. And it was ratio 4-1. If you notice, always one side is hotter than the other one. And I didn't care about which source, where it's coming from, because the source was on top. And we showed it all the time. I have to make sure we show the source in every show, because that's how I control the look. If you went up high on the dimmer on the globes, you cannot have a picture. It becomes, all that committing, like a rocket moving down, or this or that. So that's how we control the look. And it worked for 8 years.
So these globes you talked about that you had, you set at 96%. A lot of the set was in kind of shadows and stuff. So was this your way of ensuring if somebody at some local station wanted to to bring the video up, they would blow out the globes, and it was kind of your insurance, wasn't it?
It's insurance to have the look,
right?
The gutsy, dirty look, we call it. And I have another. So when you shoot, it goes into post-production. Then it goes from here to New York. New York, they put it back here. Or then go to different small stations. And then, these small stations, you have these video guys, they sit there, oh, this is too dark, because, hey, it's comedy. Why is it dark? They bring it up. And that happens all the time, all the time. Here, they couldn't do that. Because the minute they start to bring it up, maybe one point, very, very little, that these globes, when you cut to a master, and oh boy, we go back, they couldn't touch it. Also, we were that creates a little, we call it noise, which is grain in film. And they went to big Danny Arnold, this is Bob Trackinger, the head of like a VP. He said, we have a problem with the look of Barney Miller. It's too noisy. He said, what do you mean too noisy? I said, Danny, it's grain. That's what we want. It's a gutsy, that's a look. That's what we want. So that's it. They realize I have the power behind me. And after that, I never had a problem. With operators, we have a problem. They used to come in, poor guys, they used to work 10, 15, 16 hours in a sports show, then come in and do a reality narrative. It's difficult to go from here to here. And all of a sudden, you see somebody coming in, so we are shooting two over shoulders, And all of a sudden, I say they start to ooze. I said, hold it. Dan, you have a problem. He said, they are oozing. He said, Sexy, what's oozing? I said, well, look at each other. They are all moving in. They shouldn't move. I say, I know, don't worry. So we taught them. It took a while, about a month or more. You know, when you come into a 2-shot, stay there. Cut 2-shot. A close-up, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. No, it's not a sport. And sometimes they didn't like it because I didn't have enough light. They are used to 16-foot camera, 32, outside, and they come in, all of a sudden they have to work hard to focus. And one of them complained the most was I gave him hell because I say, are you farsighted? He said, yes. I say, what the hell are you doing? Put glasses on. You have glasses? Yes, wear them. You see what I mean? They were a little, I shouldn't say lazy. It was not the habit for them to do things like that. Creative shooting, lighting, drama, whatever it is. But it took a while, and we made things happen.
So the state of the lighting for sitcoms that were shot on multi-camera video in the mid-'70s was, you mentioned the flat lighting, up until that point.
Caricature, I call it.
So a lot of people thought you were, I guess a lot of the guys who'd been doing it for so long a certain way, I guess they thought that you were breaking the rules. And there was a lot of resistance, right?
From every corner.
So how did you overcome the resistance? Just time
and prove on the air that the show is successful and people accept it. You see that what helped us these days, at the same time, people in this country start to get used to better quality. They did not accept, they didn't believe a show if it is completely flat. Everything, and they used to go with that, I don't know what you call it, this in video, so telescope, whatever you call it, you say you have to be over. I said, no, we don't have to. Look at the picture. If the picture looks okay, we are happy. So every place I went, it's funny at that time, they wanted flat. Why? Because it's a comedy. No, comedy, it doesn't have to be flat. It has to be real. Especially Barney Miller, all the jokes came from the character. It was not stupid slapstick. We didn't deal with that. And I'm lucky, everything I've done, all the shows I've shot, I don't know how many sitcoms, were all story-driven, character-driven, which is beautiful. So you cannot be flat like the other show, Norman Lear type. I hate to mention names, like his show. We cannot do it. And then, believe it or not, they themselves, like I give you an example. I went to New York to shoot FYI. We got an Emmy, the program, but I don't list it anyway. So it's a program to shoot Hal Linden, a series. They were shown between soaps in the afternoon at ABC. And the people in New York said, oh no, you cannot use that. We have to do this. We have to. I said, no, this is what we'll do. And even, I told them, they never left stage. The lighting guys. I say, that's your problem. In Hollywood, ABC, we have that now. We have this equipment, we have that equipment. The next time I am there, 3 months later, we shoot 35 spots. Guess what? They are using the same equipment. They said, we don't want it. Now they are proud, and they are using diffusion material on walls that you don't have to do that, but they are using it, even the wrong places. So it influenced a little bit without me making a big fuss, just sticking to, I say, hey, this is reality, this is narrative, this story. We are storytellers, that's the secret.